Hello everyone, so let's go to the Northern High Court in Judge Rata's courtroom. Whom this morning, what was up with him? What was up with him? Basically trying to force Mr. Mngomezulu to reveal his witness, the one that is going to talk about Longwe Twala's accidental shooting of himself in the ankle, and his bullet was removed by this particular witness or somebody that witnessed the injury on Longwe's leg. And I was like, wait a minute, from what I understand with this whole story of this particular doctor or receptionist or whoever that Mr. Mngomezulu is going to be calling on the stand, I was like, that's dangerous for the person. It's dangerous for that witness to be revealed in an open court like that. I was glad that Mr. Mngomezulu stood his ground and said, I am not going to reveal who this person is for the sake of their safety. You must also remember, many people died in this case building up to the trial, the first trial. And I'm thinking with the de novo, there are people probably that are eyed as well to be deleted so that they do not take the stand and reveal the cookerization of this case. And I am glad that Mr. Mngomezulu stood his ground, and then he did tell Mr. Rata that, listen, I am not obliged to reveal the name of my witness for their safety. And then secondly, this person has not yet applied for protection from the state so that they are able to be safe and come to court knowing that they are safe and they're going to take the stand without fear, favor, or prejudice. And then we get to the bottom of this entire case, because seemingly we are nowhere near to the end of this case, because it seems like there are more witnesses that are going to be called on the stand, as well as Mr. Mngomezulu hinting to Mr. Baloy that he should be preparing himself on calling a particular witness. I forgot to write the name of this particular witness. You can please write it in the comment section just to remind me who that witness that Baloy should worry himself about, instead of standing up and objecting to everything that Mr. Mngomezulu was saying. I was like, snap, man, come on, Mngomezulu, I like it. And Mr. Mngomezulu does it with such cool, calm. You know how cold a cucumber is? That was Mngomezulu. Every time when he either chastises the judge in a very respectful way, like, may I please address the court? Like, wow. And then we also saw Mr. Ramusipili there going like, judge must not jump the gun. I was like, yeah, yes, Mr. Ramusipili, he's jumping the gun. And then he went, and I was like, good. But I'm sure he was not happy about that. And he's never happy when he's put in this place. But anyways, guys, I am just going to talk about the first part of this morning cross-examination with Mr. Mngomezulu. Then I'm going to talk about Mr. Ramusipili's cross-examination at the end. And the reason why I'm not going to talk about Ramusipili's cross-examination in this video is because they were talking too much of ballistic jargons. Some of these, we don't even know what they mean. Words such as, let's see, I wrote this word down, and of course I looked it up, and we'll talk about it. Stradiation, what on Australias, and all those things. I know what grooves are, I know what abrasions and all that stuff. I hope you didn't see that. So I was like, I need to learn first what on earth were they talking about. But Mr. Mngomezulu continued with his cross-examination of Colonel Mangena, whom I think has decided, you know what, guys, fine. I destroyed my reputation. Since I took the stand, I might as well continue on this road, which now makes me wonder. I mean, I'm wondering, guys. Honestly speaking, my head, the two IQs, they do their thing. And I was like, let's go back to 2014, 15, during the Oscar Pistorius murder trial. That's where I went as far as that, y'all, because I was following that trial from the beginning to the end. And I am telling you guys, something that this man added onto what actually happened at the Oscar Pistorius household, which resulted with Riva Steenkamp being killed. And I'm not saying that Oscar Pistorius is no murderer. He was convicted of it, so we have to respect that verdict. But how much of the evidence that was delivered by Mangena was all true? That is where I am right now. That is where I am right now. I know it's too late. Oscar Pistorius went to jail. He's now on parole and he's doing community service and whatever else. But now I cannot help myself but wonder how much of the ballistic evidence that he was dropping impressively in the Oscar Pistorius murder trial. I don't know if you went to that, to that zone, or maybe it's me and my IQs that are overreacting. I don't know. Because this man that is on the stand currently, Colonel Mangena, he's lying through his teeth. The man is stammering, the man is stuttering, the man is unsure. And then I saw the part where he was being asked about by Mr. Ramusipili. I know I'm still going to come to Ramusipili's cross-examination, but I picked up that this man does not necessarily know what he's doing. But then again, we are dealing here with South African Police Service. As a question that I've always been asking since this trial started, do we even have a police academy in South Africa? And if we do, where are they? What do they do? What is it that when they take the stand, they seem to be confused about what they're supposed to be trained and also retrained and advanced their training at some point, especially with Colonel Mangena, who is now 31 years as a SAPS. It just did not gel. It did not make sure. For me, I must be honest. And it was for me the part where he was being asked about the presence of the MEC, the presence of Sibia, General Sibia, the presence of people that were not supposed to be at the crime scene to begin with on the 26th of October 2014. I think it's 27th October 2014 at this point. And this man, you could tell that he was pretending not to know what he was being asked. Okay, I get that he does not have a comment about it, but to say, hey, yeah, I heard, or at least when I was there, this so-and-so person was there. And then he slide, and then how he tried to be smart about exonerating the MEC by ignoring completely why the MEC of health was there, but he was mostly on Sibia. I think he was a Hawks person, and he says, well, he was the head of detectives. That is why he was there. And Senzo Mayowa being a high-profile national goalkeeper. And I'm like, no, this is South Africa. We are all equal before the law. Whether you're a soccer star or a president or whatever, and you got shot and killed by somebody, all police that are at the same level as everyone else should be there. The only time I think high-profile police officers needs to be seen is when they are going to visit the family to show support, to also assure the family that they will leave no stone unturned until the perpetrator is found. Not come to the crime scene. For what good reason? For what good? What did they do when they got there? I mean, they were trying to hijack the crime scene, and then the province is like, no, this is our case. Why are you even here? You understand what I mean? Everything. Mangena doesn't realize that he's actually spilling the truth by thinking that he's actually hiding whoever that they are covering for. The Longwe issue as well. Okay, fine. I understand that he does not know that Longwe was shot in the leg by himself. But to deny that there was a third shot, I think he knows that there was a third shot. And secondly, as a ballistic expert, how is it possible that you know there are two shots, but you have one bullet head? Why don't you say, I don't understand why there's only one bullet head that was brought to me when I was told there were two shots? Now he wants to disregard the entire, that other bullet head. No, let's focus on the one that was found behind the glass jar on top of the cupboard in the kitchen. And let's also remind everybody that's caring to listen that the damage on the door at the kitchen, it correlates with the bullet that's sitting on top of the cupboard, which, by the way, the first responders, they said they did a thorough job or due diligence when they were searching so that they can place cones that there's another evidence here. But behind the glass jar on top of the cupboard, they saw nothing, including Musia himself. So you can tell that they are going towards a what do you call this, a certain narrative that this judge must accept, which was quite interesting as well. I'm going to jump back to Mr. Ramusipili's cross-examination. Ramusipili was being very, very smart about the term inconclusive. The reason why he was going with the term inconclusive, which by the way, towards lunchtime or after lunchtime, this is when Rata Mukwatleng was like, please, can you define inconclusive in this matter of ballistic? And I was like, this is why Mr. Ramusipili was bringing, so that the judge does not misinterpret the word or use it to manipulate what is going to be said by the expert about what inconclusivity mean when they use that terminology in a test. And then, of course, Mr. Mangena was like, yeah, it just simply means that there is no positive or negative results regarding this particular test. So, but they form more that it's definitely unlikely that this has happened. That is why, but rather we want to choose the other one. That actually, what he means, or inconclusivity means, it's also possible that it's positive, because he wants to put that in his judgment. He wants to misinterpret the word inconclusivity so that he can justify his judgment why he's convicting the 5 men that stand accused of killing Senzo Meyiwa. And then he goes and he, once again, because I think he was not satisfied or he was unhappy with Mr. Mangena's response about the word inconclusivity or inconclusive. And then you could tell that he was trying to manipulate it. And Mr. Mangena, once again, did say what it meant. I think there he had to fold. Going back to Mr. Mngomezulu's cross-examination, it was also quite interesting to hear that Chico Twala was communicated with by General Sibiya at the crime scene. Why at the crime scene would Sibiya contact Chico Twala? For what good reason? That is why I was saying earlier, this is a cover-up, and it will continue to be a cover-up, because Chico Twala, once the police found out who may have killed Senzo Meyiwa, I mean, Chico Twala is a legend. Legends have connections. Legends have links. Legends got relationships with people that are up there in our society, responsible for our safety and security. So why wouldn't anybody call Chico Twala and say, hey, listen, your son seems to be a person of interest. How many guns do you have there? Okay, bring one of them. That's how it sounds like to me. Because 8 days later, Chico Twala's gun, the 9mm, is now at Mangena's table for ballistic testing. What happened to the 38? Because we need to hear how many guns did he have, and did he ever have at 38. Of course, in the public arena, he denies that he has a 38. But the son was adamant and clear that he was carrying the shot was of a 38 special. Eyewitnesses, they said it was a gun with a wheel. But no, they want to wrap off all of this and then push down the throat of the court the 9mm. Again, Mr. Mangena may be talking the truth about him being brought to the bullet head, but he may not know what sort of gun was used on Senzo Meyiwa. Where's the bullet? What ballistic test did you do on the bullet? Because there are aluminum that will light up the moment he puts it on the bullet and say, yep, this bullet indeed, and match the DNA of the blood that showed up under aluminum. And then from there, he has a report. But no, this conveniently, our ballistics, they did not test the bullet for blood. But now that bullet is going to be accepted as the begin all and all. The other part that was very interesting to me is how Sibiya, when he was doing, I think, his job type of situation, even though I think he was not supposed to be there, he called Warrant Officer Makubo. Warrant Officer Makubo, of course, as we all know, he's the guy or the police officer or the investigator in this matter of Senzo Meyiwa, who is actually telling the truth of what really transpired, and his life was put in danger, and he was fired from work because he wants to stand for the truth. And he, of course, is going to be called as the defense witness where he's going to talk about the docket 375 that he's investigating, which of course counteracts 636 that Advocate Baloy decided to prosecute and discard 375. 375 is coming back to the fore, and I think it is going to take over from here on. But I think Rata is going to do all he can to suppress it when Mr. Makubo takes the stand. And it was quite interesting to hear that initially Sibiya believed when he told Mr. Makubo that there was no intrusions. There was never intrusions. The people in the house that were with Senzo know who shot and killed Senzo Meiwa. And I'm like, yeah, that is exactly what everybody's been saying. The people that were with Senzo Meiwa on the 26th of October 2014 know who killed Senzo Meiwa. And now that there are revelations of somebody shooting themselves in the ankle, it's going to be interesting to hear whether it's the doctor. I think the doctor passed away. And apparently under very suspicious circumstances from what I hear. Very suspicious circumstances. And other people, they are underground. They ran for their lives the moment that investigations were showing that Longwell Twala could be the alleged shooter or killer of Senzo Meiwa. Guys, I want to leave it here for now, and then we will talk about Ramos Sipili's cross-examination, which in the beginning was too technical for me. I mean, I had to go and do other things as well because I thought maybe Ramos Sipili is going to go that route the entire day. But from what I hear, he did come back into today's case, and he was cross-examining based on the facts that are on the table. That is exactly what I wanted to hear. And I agree with Rata earlier on that what application or how is this going to be applied to the case? That's where I actually stood up and started doing other things, and I was not particularly listening to Ramos Sipili's cross-examination. But I will come back with the Ramos Sipili's cross-examination video because I feel like he punched some serious holes from what I was listening towards the end of today. Please do not leave the video without liking, sharing, commenting, and also subscribing. And when you do subscribe, make sure to click the bell notification so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time with a new video. Watch the ads, please. Goodbye.